Welcome to the replay. If you guys are just tuning in, feel free to send those hearts on along. It's just as fun the second time around. And if you are on the web, join the party. Download the app. Get in the room. It's way more fun in here. You guys get to have live comments and questions, and you get to know who you are and what you're writing, and then I get to craft content around you, which is what I love to do. Hello, Jess. Good. Two cups of coffee to you too. How are you doing today? Are you still writing? Did you write some today? Or I guess you write at night. Did you write last night? So welcome everyone as you're joining the room. I'm Morgan Giss McDonald. I'm a writing coach, editor, and author, and I help writers write their books. I walk you through chapter by chapter from vague idea to finished publishable book. Or if you already have a first draft manuscript, I work with a team of all-star editors to get it ready for publication. Yes, you did. You wrote in the morning. Good for you. Step it up. Putting on first thing today. So that is actually one of the things that we're talking about is when to write after the kids go on the bus. Nice. Good job. So this is something that I honestly constantly struggle with, is how to use the writing. Isn't it awesome when you get that momentum going and it's like your book is just always in your head and you're like, ooh, I could write this and I could write about that, and it just gets kind of exciting. So ride out that phase while it lasts. Your inspiration comes at night for you. Awesome, Richie. And that's really good to know. And this is something, actually, so what I was thinking about today was a blog post that I read probably 2 years ago. I'm in the space of mom entrepreneurs because I have 3 young kids, ages 5, 3, and 1, and a business that's growing really fast. And so the kids are growing fast, the business is growing fast, and I'm in this space of constantly trying to figure out how to divvy up my time, because I have not only my clients and my business related projects, but I have my own projects, you know? I have stuff that I want to write just for me. And so between family and work and writing time, how do I divvy out this time in order to be more productive? And as I was thinking about it, I realized that you guys could probably benefit from this discussion too. So let's kind of hash it out, and I'll give you guys some tips, and then you can let me know what you think and what's worked well for you. So this is all based on, you can catch Periscope replays if you have to jump off paperravenbooks.com/Periscope, and I have replays and transcripts up there. Yes, so this is based on a blog post that I read a couple years ago. It was by a mom entrepreneur. Her name is Megan Flatt, and she writes a lot about being productive when you're a mom and an entrepreneur, because there's extra challenges when you've got this crazy random to-do list, right? And so she breaks her time out into what she calls grade A time, grade B time, and grade C time. And that was helpful for me because not all hours of the day are equally productive, right? And we have this sense already, and yet we don't categorize our to-do list or our writing time by this sense. So let's break it out. Grade A time is when you are really mentally sharp and on fire. Erin's in the room. Hey, Erin, welcome to the Scope. Erin's a really good friend of mine and entrepreneur partner, so I'm glad to have you here. And so we're talking about productivity and using your time efficiently. So grade A is when you're really mentally on fire, and hello, Amelia is in the room too. Welcome. You're mentally ready to go, right? So you're more creative, the juices are flowing, there are no distractions. There's not anything else pulling your attention away. So grade A time is your real pristine creative time. For me, this is usually in the mornings. On a weekday, it's when, after the house has sort of been cleaned up, the nanny is here, and the oldest is off at school, and the other kids are occupied, right? And the house is kind of quiet. Hello, Medei. And that is precious time. And so when I'm not thinking about it, hi Valerie, when I'm not thinking about it, I will jump into email or social media or something in this pristine, 8:30 a.m. to about 9:30 or 10 a.m. is really great, my grade A time. but I have to preserve that time because that's where I do my best creation. And so now I'm reminding myself today, actually this is what I was just going through mentally, was that time slot should be preserved for my most important pivotal sort of business changing, writing changing tasks. Okay, so that's grade A for me. Then we move down to grade B. This is when you can still get stuff done, but you're just not as creative. Maybe the energy's starting to wane. And this is when you should start slotting in other tasks that are essential and necessary, but maybe don't have your grade A attention. So this for me is a lot of like business administration stuff, a lot of emailing, a lot of that social media, where I still need a lot of mental faculty, but it's okay if I'm not like ready to like ready and raring to go. Like it's okay, like it's just good quality normal time. And the kids are still taken care of. Okay, then we move down to grade C time. So grade C time is actually a really important time for me to start thinking about because this is when I can get all of those tasks done that I hate. Yeah, exactly. Jess is like busy work mode. All of those tasks done that I hate that are essential. And this can happen like when the kids get home from school. You know, we have some playtime, we have some like, you know, how was school and all that jazz. But then there's a point where I'm kind of getting dinner ready and getting the house set for the evening. The kids are occupied either with coloring or TV or whatever. So I'm not taking care of kids exactly, but I've also got other stuff going on. This is when, that's when I clean. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's when you clean. Okay, we'll get to, Amelia, we'll get to writers in high school soon. But I can also I found that I can do paperwork during this time. So I actually have a big stack of paperwork and I'm going through and I'm deciding, am I throwing that away? Am I going to scan that? And I'm just sorting it out and I have my files out. And it doesn't require a lot of attention. So I can do like 45 seconds of paperwork and then go, you know, check whatever's on the stove and make sure no one's dying in the background or yelling or screaming or whatever. So it's starting to get, once you get busy enough, which I think all of us have probably reached that phase, start thinking of your day in terms of grade A, grade B, and grade C. And so when you're about to start a new task, say, hold on, wait, is this grade A time? Or is this grade B time? Or is this grade C time? And is the task that I'm about to do worthy of this quality of time? So when you're doing your writing should be at least grade A or grade B time. This means, for me, grade C time, I'm not writing while the kids are home and I'm taking care of house stuff. Like, it's just not ever gonna work. And I need to acknowledge that and be okay with it. So maybe grade B time for me is in the morning and in the evenings. But if I really want to be taking my project seriously, I've got to slot it in a grade A time. For me, that's in the mornings before the kids get up or first thing when the nanny's there and the kids are taken care of. So just something for you to think about with your own productivity time, A, B, or C, and does the task that you're doing match and is worthy of the quality of time that you are giving to it. So Amelia, you're in high school and writing, which is awesome. I would recommend, it would be fantastic if you could get in the habit of writing early in the day, especially for, I feel like people who are in high school and college, the later in the day it gets, the more you get pulled into random activities, you know, and people call and text and they're on Facebook and they're like, hey, Amelia, what are you up to? And if you're trying to write and getting interrupted by all of those things, the writing will always, 100% every time, get pushed to the back burner. That's true of us adults with kids and stuff too. But the earlier in the day that you can get that writing done and assign it a priority and make it important, the more likely you are to consistently write and move those projects along. And when you're starting a new project, try to finish it as soon as you can. Just says, that's good, I need to catch the stragglers that come throughout the day if I don't get it. If you don't get it down, it will be gone. Yeah. I mean, that's true. And if you start in the morning, then as ideas sort of run through your brain throughout the day, you can always catch them in Evernote or an app or something like that, and save them for your grade A time. What do you do if something creatively pops up outside that creative block? So if I'm with the kids, there's really not a whole lot I can do, or if I'm on a client call, there's not a whole lot I can do. If I have a chance to jot it down on a piece of paper, I do, and then as soon as I can, I revisit it. But I keep, do you think writing is outdated? Repeat that for me, Mutamil. I try to catch it in Evernote if I can, and then I have like a list of like a note that I revisit when I go back to my writing in grade A time. Just ask the idea to come back at a more opportune time. I like that, Cami. You've been in here before. I've forgotten your first name. It's Cami. I say, wait, I need to write something down real quick. I know. Well, unfortunately, my 1-year-old doesn't quite get that yet. But we'll work on it. But yeah, and honestly, don't get so wrapped up. I mean, writers are really bad about this. We think that there's like one brilliant idea, and if we let it go, we'll never have a brilliant idea for the rest of our lives. And we put like a lot of pressure on ourselves. We're like, keep notebooks everywhere. Neither does your 7-year-old. You know, keep a notebook by your bed. Yeah, exactly. Keep your phone with you at all times. Keep something to write down at all times, because the perfect idea might come into your brain, and if you don't write it down, your life is ruined. That's not true. That's not true at all. The idea might come back. A better idea might come back. And you know what? Honestly, lots of people have great ideas. Not many people execute on those ideas. Not many people actually do anything with their ideas. So guess what? The people who are out there being successful with their books and their businesses and their jobs and whatever, they're probably taking mediocre ideas and just finishing them. When I think about Siri as a writing tool, oh, that's interesting. I like Siri. I use Siri for text messages and emails on the go. If you like talking out something, Siri's a great place to start. You might upgrade to Dragon. Is self-publishing through Kindle a good idea? Yes, Amelia. Yes, it is a good idea. I love Amazon. Jess says, I have so many random thoughts. I couldn't possibly write them all down. I know. It's true, and I feel like that's why writers get really angst-ridden. They're like, oh, I have to write all of my ideas down. And then what do you do with these notebooks of ideas? And then you don't actually finish any of them. Look, it's most important to take a good idea and finish it. That's it. That's the key to success in writing. Find a good idea that you enjoy, that you want to write about, that is strategic for something you want to do in life, and just finish the dang thing and get it out there. So why do people want to spend time to write books? Because books are awesome. It is hard. Books I work mostly with nonfiction authors who have businesses and platforms. And if you support Siri, Siri's not going to write the book for you. You still, even if you're speaking, you still have to speak out the book. And even then, I actually don't recommend that. I would recommend that you record what you want to say. Maybe you can record a chapter and then play it back to yourself and then write it down, because the way we speak and the way we write is actually different. Just as because books are the best and the most awesome. Siri can be mean. Siri can have an attitude. So if you're the type of person who likes to talk out your ideas, there's a voice memo thing in iPhone, and record maybe your ideas, and then during your grade A time, play it back and write it down. What I do for a living, I'm a writing coach and an editor, and I help writers who want to become authors write their book from vague idea to finished publishable manuscript. And I also have a team of handpicked editors. And if you already have a first draft, we will clean it up, polish it up, and help you rework it so that it is ready to put out in the world with your name on it, and you're proud to sell it. That's what I do. It's fun. I also write. That is a good idea. I talk up my ideas while I'm cleaning. That's fantastic, Jess. See, you have this love-hate relationship with cleaning. Maybe cleaning is good for you. I don't know. But keep Siri or your voice memo next to you and just talk out some ideas. And then that can be part of like when you initiate your grade A time, you pull out those voice memos and listen to them. Unless the voice memos are discouraging, and then don't do that. Sometimes when I listen to myself, I'm like, man, I'm dumb. So if it brings up the self-doubt, then find a different way. Amelia says, I'm writing 2 books at once. Is that okay? Sure, if you feel like you can handle it, just make sure you actually finish them. If I could have my cleaning time back, I could rule the world. That's why I outsourced cleaning, Jess. my offices are virtual. Well, I mean, I'm based in Houston, but I work with people virtually. So yes, Amelia, I would still have one as your like priority book, the one that you want to finish first. And then if you have one that's kind of simmering on the back burner and you feed ideas occasionally, that's fine too. But definitely have one of them like with a goal, like I'm going to finish by this date and I'm going to self-publish by this date. And that will give you the momentum to keep going, because it's really hard to juggle 2 projects at once when you don't have a deadline for either of them. They both just eat up time. Alrighty guys, one is fiction, the other is fan fiction. Yeah, I mean, and so you might also think about which one would sort of help you take a step forward in your like new career as an author. I'm researching as we speak, outsourcing cleaning and laundry. I know, yeah. I can't even imagine, Jess. You should definitely get some help if you can. Yeah, my nanny does the cleaning and the laundry around here. I'm really spoiled and I really like it. You do need the help, and it's okay to need help. Seriously, it's okay to need help. I need help. I need lots of help. Alrighty guys, I have some quality grade B time I've got to go devote to my business. But I was so glad to share today with you. Hope that you go have some productive time. You are welcome, and I'm on pretty much every weekday, and we talk about writing all the time. Hello from KZ. Is that Kazakhstan? Perhaps? I will have to look that up. How long do I do this? Well, usually the scopes are like 15 minutes, and we do it during weekdays. Thank you. Yes, Kazakhstan. Awesome. All right, guys, have a good day. Catch you tomorrow.